Sometimes business is a very lonely journey, especially as a business owner or new startup where you're always alone.
How many chefs do they know where they actually cook for themselves?
Yeah, I have other businesses besides Cookhouse, like F&B and events. So the pandemic almost is like a reset button.
But the thing is, I do it because for survival.
Hi, I'm Susan, founder of Cookhouse Malaysia. At Cookhouse, we are building an ecosystem to provide shared facilities and resources for food businesses to grow their businesses, especially those who are tackling online and food delivery business. Sometimes business is a very lonely journey, especially as a business owner or new startup where you're always alone or maybe in your own kitchen or restaurant. So coming to a place where you meet other people who are fighting for the same thing, I think that drives one another to enjoy their work or their process or journey more.
My name is Darren Chin. I am a chef, a business owner of the Darren Chin Group of restaurants, which is we have 3 right now, 2 in brick and mortar and 1 virtual actually. I've been cooking and running restaurants for close to 20 years. Started from humble beginnings. Everything comes with a reason on why we do things in life, and of which it all starts off with passion. It's still continuing with passion and the love of this trade craft.
Personally and professionally, the pandemic actually is like an eye-opener, a wake-up call. Personally, because COVID is a matter of life and death, and all of a sudden, things we took for granted, safety, meeting each other, those things now, cast into the spotlight. This is why we live, why we work. Yeah, I have other businesses besides Cookhouse, like F&B and events. The pandemic almost is like a reset button. You have to reevaluate everything that you did in the past and look at how it's going to carry you forward, re-strategize, replan.
It was more of finding that bit of happiness in my soul, and I think I found that during this last MCO. At the end of the day, as I said, you spend so much time in a restaurant and you don't have much time for yourself. And during the MCO, I cooked a lot for myself. For your own self, you cook for yourself. How many chefs do they know where they actually cook for themselves? I finally found that happiness of letting go. It's a trade craft. It's a craft that you keep on practicing every single day and you just get it right. So at the point in time right now, for myself, in this pandemic, in this situation, very happy to provide the food that I put on the plates because that it's 100% me. That's who I am. Oh.
I think the pandemic definitely helped with the acceptance of cloud kitchens, because the pandemic actually, when it happened, a lot of people couldn't work in their normal industry. Maybe like entertainment industry was affected, events industry was affected. So these people actually pivoted to doing food. Of course, Cookhouse, we are not really building or catering just for the pandemic season. The whole concept came about before that, and that was just a simple fact that or observation that people enjoyed working together alongside other people who are in the same industry or maybe from different backgrounds. So getting inspired.
Use the time to self-reflect a lot of things in myself. I take it as more of like a work sabbatical, which was granted because when you're running a restaurant, you're more or less, this is your second home. Or rather, I would say it's your first home.
You have also definitely taken a step up in your own restaurant, expanding the new concept in dining.
But the thing is, I do it because for survival. If you see the opportunity, you have to ask yourself whether you want to take it or not. It was basically a concept which was crafted from my family who was living with me. It took us about a year, and we started to explore online platforms, you know, to think about how we're able to put these products availability to people and so forth and so forth. But eventually, you know, we got accredited with the media, and people got to know more about it. You know, it wasn't. I wanted to make it more into a business rather than it being just something that temporary that we wanted to do. The restaurant doesn't exist, yeah. It's called Guy by Darren Chin, and at the end of the year, we will open a permanent residence because the restaurant needs that.
Oh, whoa! I found one.
Environment, to care for the earth. Plant-based, yes. Plant-based chicken, plant-based seafood. You know, people are more inclined to that. Sustainability, provenance.
We do have brands who are doing purely plant-based meals, and they have a growing business. Yeah, so growing quite quickly as well. So definitely in line with what Darren's talking about, that you know, plant-based is getting bigger in Malaysia, and more people are adopting this.
We all agree.
Wow! Definitely what I love about your restaurants is the food that you put out. I think there's so much thought in the taste, you know, from the first course to the second course. It's a total different art form, and we really appreciate something like that, especially in Malaysia. You bring experiences, whether it's in the ingredients that you've selected, how you've paired them with drinks and so on. We definitely really appreciate. You know.
To be honest, I mean, I was a bit skeptical. I mean, especially in the first MCO. As a traditionalist restaurateur, you always look at something with brick and mortar.
Yes.
And where we are now, you don't need to have brick and mortar. And this is where the cookhouse come into play. But as a business entrepreneur myself, what was really surprising was that, you know, a lot of businesses are shutting down, but your businesses started to expand during the pandemic. So that is really a high credit to actually see a fellow entrepreneur coming out and doing something and thinking out of the box, you know, setting up ghost kitchens, you know. But you see, the market needs time to see these things through. And I think, you know, you have thrived from that, and that is really very well done. Where we are in right now, we are living real time. So things change, like can tomorrow change, you know. So very difficult to plan. Oh, role, yes, but not a significant role in business. Takeaway business is bad for business because everyone got different expectations when it comes to monetary terms. So if how much I'm making and versus how much the other person is making, as long as you meet those expectations, as long as those expectations are being met.
Delivery and takeaway will be here to stay because of convenience. In cloud kitchens, of course, primarily is deliveries, even more than takeaways. We do have hybrid concepts now where we do have dine-in as well, cashless, where our team, cookhouse team, actually helps run your front of house, so that, you know, the food operator just takes care of the kitchen side of things. But I think, you know, food takeaway or delivery, it's just a mode of how we consume something. It will never ever replace dine-in, especially, you know, the whole experience. Dining out, it's something everybody looks forward to every day, and, you know, eating and consuming meals, it's a joy of life, and, you know, brings us happiness.